wake that ass up.
Early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.
All right, morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Lauren LaRosa filling in for Jess. And let's get in some front page news. Now, some quick sports. If you're just joining us, last night the Yankees lost to the Guardians 7-5, but they still lead the series 2-1. The Dodgers beat the Mets 10-2. The Dodgers lead that series 3-1, excuse me. Now the Liberty take on the Minnesota Lynx tonight. Game 4 at 8 p.m. Eastern time. And last night in Thursday Night Football, the Broncos beat the Saints 33-10. Good morning, Morgan.
Good morning. Good morning. So let's just jump right into it. Happy Friday, okay?
Friday.
Former President Trump, he spoke at the 2024's Alfred E. Smith Memorial Foundation dinner last night, Thursday evening. Now, the event held in New York benefits Catholic charities and was hosted by comedian Jim Gaffigan, who joined former President Trump in criticizing VP Harris for not attending. Now, this is the first time that a presidential nominee has not attended this event in decades. She was on the campaign trail in Wisconsin. However, Trump, he was critical of her. He called Harris very disrespectful for not making an appearance at the event. Let's hear more from former President Trump.
All polls are indicating I'm leading big with the Catholic vote, as I should be. But I don't think Kamala has given up yet. She hasn't. Instead of attending tonight, she's in Michigan receiving communion from Gretchen Whitmer.
Okay, so Trump also said he was just happy to be somewhere without a subpoena, and he also slammed the group White Dudes for Harris, saying their wives and their wives' lovers are voting for him, so he's not too worried about that group. Now, VP Harris, again, as I mentioned, she's the first presidential nominee in decades not to attend the event. Instead, she did address the audience with a pre-recorded video where she made several jokes about Trump in a skit with comedian Molly Shannon, noting that there's a fact checker in the room that night, and let's just hear who that fact checker is.
Just so you know, there will be a fact checker there tonight.
Oh, that's great. Who?
Jesus. And maybe don't say anything negative about Catholics.
I would never do that, no matter where I was. That would be like criticizing Detroit in Detroit. The church cares for the sick and feeds the hungry, supports families with housing and education, and in times of disaster, provides not only essential supplies, but also, and so importantly, a sense of hope.
So I never heard of this dinner in my life. So it's like a Catholic dinner that's like comedy?
Yeah, it started off with doing charities. Now, in the last couple of years, it seems like more of a roast in the last couple of years.
I was like, I never heard of it. And she getting in trouble for not being there in person?
Yeah.
I'm all for, humor. I like to bring humor anywhere, but I didn't know that there was a Catholic comedy fest.
Well, it wasn't a comedy fest. I think the last couple of years it came
a comedy fest. Everything
it just
is
turned into a roast.
All of that was jokes and satire.
Yeah, but before that it wasn't. It just turned into it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so they're saying that.
Who was Alfred E. Smith? I didn't bother to look any of this stuff. I'm asking who was who.
Oh my goodness.
I'll look it up.
Yeah, look it up, please.
So while Trump was also in New York, he made a stop at a barbershop in the Bronx. Trump made an unannounced campaign stop in the Bronx at Knockout Barbershop, where some staffers got to shake his hand and ask him a few questions, including the shop's owner, Javier Rodriguez. Let's hear from him.
We all seen it for ourselves behind cameras. I seen it in person, and I feel like he is who he is. I feel like I didn't get a bad vibe, bad energy from him, and as conversations start, and I'm happy with the conversations we had.
So some were wearing T-shirts that said "Make Barbers Great Again," and hundreds gathered outside. Of course, there was major security. There was a huge security presence with local law enforcement in addition to the feds and Secret Service. But some were saying that, hey, I was able to just ride my bike right through the line. And this is concerning considering, all of the events that have happened and the attempts on former President Trump's life. So with 20 days until the election, less than 20 days until Election Day, former President Trump's running mate, J.D. Vance, he rallied in Pittsburgh, where he slammed VP Harris on the topic of Social Security and Medicare. Let's hear from Vance.
Kamala Harris and her friends in the media, they will say that somehow Donald Trump doesn't support Social Security and Medicare. Donald Trump is fighting to protect Social Security and Medicare every single day. I'll tell you what is going to bankrupt Social Security and Medicare, and that's Kamala Harris's plan to give Social Security and Medicare to illegal aliens who have no right to be here.
Not so sure that that's the truth, but yeah, well, elsewhere on the trail, Harris's running mate Tim Walz, he was on the campaign trail in North Carolina with former President Bill Clinton. So VP Harris actually spoke about Medicare, and we'll get into those comments at 7. So yeah, stick around.
All right.
6 a.m.
Thank you, Morgan. Everybody else, get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you need to vent, phone lines are wide open again. 800-585-1051. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Wake that ass up.
In the morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. Lauren LaRosa filling in for Jess. Let's get in some front page news. Now, some quick sports. Last night, Thursday Night Football, the Broncos beat the Saints 33-10. Major League Baseball, the Yankees lost to the Guardians last night, but they still lead the series 2-1. The Dodgers beat the Mets last night 10-2, and the Dodgers lead that series 3-1. And tonight, the Lynx take on the Liberty at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. What's up, Morgan?
What up, though? So let me just go ahead and say that tensions are rising over in the Middle East, okay? So Hezbollah is announcing a new and escalating phase in its war with Israel. The Iran-backed militant group made the announcement on Thursday, saying they've killed 55 Israeli soldiers since the beginning of Israel's ground operations in Lebanon. The statement from Hezbollah did not mention the death of Hamas leader Yahya Sinwar, who was killed by Israeli forces on Wednesday. However, Vice President Harris says justice has been served following the death of Sinwar. Speaking in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Harris said, "The world is a safer place now that Sinwar is dead," and he was killed by Israeli forces, adding that he was responsible for the October 7th attack on Israel last year. Let's hear those comments.
The United States, Israel, and the entire world are better off as a result. Sinwar was responsible for the killing of thousands of innocent people, including the victims of October 7 and hostages killed in Gaza. Sinwar was the mastermind of October 7, the deadliest day for the Jewish people since the Holocaust.
VP Harris also blamed Sinwar for starting the current war in the Middle East that, of course, has led to deaths, thousands of deaths in Gaza. Now, while also speaking in Wisconsin, La Crosse, Wisconsin, to be exact, she promised to give tax cuts to 100 million middle-class Americans, give $6,000 to new parents in the first year of their child's life to buy necessities. And she also laid out her plans in contrast to what former President Donald Trump said about, his running mate J.D. Vance said about Medicare. Here's what she had to say about Medicare while speaking in La Crosse, Wisconsin.
This is a matter of dignity, and it is a matter of your ability to participate in the workforce and be productive and have a quality of life. So we're going to change the system so Medicare will cover your ability to have home health care for your elder parents.
Yeah, not to mention the Biden-Harris administration also made it so that, those bills, those medical bills, they don't go on your record. So just keeping that in mind. Now, VP Harris also spoke on abortion rights, calling for the revoking of Roe v. Wade, or calling the revoking of Roe v. Wade immoral, and promising to restore reproductive freedom nationwide. She told the crowd that unlike her opponent, Donald Trump, we actually see real people and care about them. Meanwhile, the Harris-Walz campaign's HBCU tour is outside, much like you guys this weekend in North Carolina. Today in Greensboro, Harris will brunch with students, alumni, elected officials, and community leaders, while tomorrow in Charlotte, North Carolina, she will brunch with JCSU students.
Oh, so she is showing up.
So
to
she
a
is
couple
popping
of them.
up.
She around. I was hoping, she'd be around here, Howard.
Which one you said she going to again now?
So she'll be in Greensboro today. That's North Carolina. I believe that's North Carolina A&T.
Okay.
And then Charlotte tomorrow.
The rest of y'all getting Tim Walz.
I was pulling up.
Charlotte may get Tim Walz, you said, because, Howard's homecoming is also this weekend. So I know that they are, at least what I have heard is that they are preparing for a special guest on the campus of Howard University.
Tim Walz. Y'all getting Tim Walz at Howard University. Nah, she'll probably show up to Howard.
She should show up to Howard.
So, of course, they will join HBCU students, alumni, and community to celebrate those homecomings. And those speaking will highlight Vice President Harris's A New Way Forward agenda that will lower costs to protect our freedoms, support HBCUs, and give every North Carolinian the chance to not just get by, but get ahead. There's other things that they said they were going to lay out, but are you guys looking forward to the homecomings outside events this weekend?
Now, Morgan, Lauren LaRosa just showed me something. It says
Morgan sent me the invite.
Oh, she sent you the invite?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
I did.
All
Yeah.
It doesn't say because it doesn't say she's gonna be there. It says that they're gonna be talking about Harris and Walls.
It is the Harris Walls homecoming tour.
Okay.
So it is a matter.
They don't need to have Walls on them.
Why?
They just say Harris, man.
Why not?
You don't
He's a
need-
part of it.
Yeah, not really, is he?
I mean, I don't want to see him nowhere. I don't want to see him nowhere swag surfing or attempting to shimmy.
Lord.
Please
Oh, my God.
don't.
You don't want Walls on your yard?
No.
Walls got kind of quiet recently.
Good.
Hey,
Stay off
after
the
that
yard,
debate-
please. Take him to the student center, and that's it.
What
Into
Jay-Z
the library?
said? Did Jay-Z
The
say?
library.
What Jay-Z say? He had a spark when he started, but now he's just garbage.
Now he's just garbage.
I don't think he garbage. You know what I'm saying? But it's just like I don't see the impact.
He be chilling.
We don't
That's the
need that
problem.
right now.
That's
We
the
don't need
problem.
you chilling.
That's the
Man,
Walls.
be chilling.
Okay, we need you on the front lines. Okay, you need a white man that excites other white people.
Oh,
Okay,
man.
I don't know if he's that white person that's doing that. Is he?
No.
Oh, okay.
Sheesh, wag your fingers. Okay, and so let's bring things home to New York. Governor Kathy Hochul says any talks of her possibly joining Kamala Harris's administration, should she win the presidency, is not true. A journalist asked her about a report saying that Hochul aides reached out to Harris's team about a potential job working for Harris. And here's what New York Governor Kathy Hochul had to say about that.
I love New York. I am not leaving New York. So all that is false. There are bad actors out there, once again, purveying in lies. People are trying to create the notion that I'm not running for re-election, and I'm running for re-election. Yeah, there's a lot of people in that category.
Yeah, so Governor Hochul says she continues to support New York City Mayor Eric Adams, who is also battling federal corruption charges. The governor was challenged by a reporter who asked why she won't demand his resignation, but did demand Adams overhaul his top-level staff who have not been charged with any crimes. And here's what she had to say about that.
Stabilize the situation instead of having day after day after day of blaring news headlines about who else has had an investigation, who else's cell phone was taken. My focus is government still functioning at the levels that New York City residents deserve? That's it. I'll be watching to make sure that this is all happening.
That's it, period, Pooh. This comes, of course, as numerous aides have from Adams' administration have stepped down in recent weeks and also have resigned after Hochul, of course, asked the mayor to clean house following all of those allegations, bribery charges, corruption charges, and more. Yeah. So again, I will keep you posted on that situation. That's your front page news. I'm Morgan Wood. Follow me on social at Morgan Media. And for more news coverage, follow at Black Information Network. Download the free iHeartRadio app and visit BINnews.com. And if you're in a DMV, we outside at Howard this weekend.
I thought you went to Morgan.
I went to Morgan. I'm just saying, it's
Yeah, but
HBCU.
she gets tired of the ghetto.
Man,
She
Morgan,
go
you
over
are
to
so
Howard.
goddamn confused. I mean, you don't know whether you want to be a Raven fan, a Commanders fan. You don't know if you want to be a Bison. What other
I'm not
school?
confused.
Morgan
The
State.
bear, aren't you like a
Yeah,
bear?
they like the
Okay.
Bears.
So here's the gag. If Howard gonna cut me a check to host an event,
You going? Oh.
But then
Oh,
you
got
graduate
the
from
sweat-
Morgan?
No, Morgan, you got the hoodie on for Howard too?
I'm just saying, I'm out here. This is what we doing this weekend, this particular weekend. All right, it's the DMV.
You're
We out here.
HBCU inclusive.
That's right.
what's
Yeah.
going
Next
on.
week, throw in the
I am.
Hampton one.
I am.
Throw in the
I
Hampton one next week, and then the Norfolk one the week after, and then just big old family.
Hey, my parents went to Norfolk. Behold, the green and the gold. Now, I know you probably don't like this, Envy, because who's the real HU? I want to ask you since you went to.
Have a great weekend, Morgan.
Oh, okay, all right.
I don't even know where Morgan graduated from no more. Where'd you graduate from, Morgan?
I graduated from Morgan State University,
Okay.
the National Lecture in Baltimore. Yes, indeed. Yeah. No, but I am HBCU inclusive. I do love HBCUs. I love what they stand for. And we can talk more about that on Monday.
You and me both. All right. Have a great weekend.
Wake that ass up.
Early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.